Hello guys, what's up? This is Mortaza. Welcome back to Coder's Journey. This is another episode of my refactoring techniques in C# series. I have decided to talk about another refactoring technique called move object composition to creation methods. This is also, I think, very related to a couple of other refactoring techniques that we have already explored, called, for example, creation classes, right? Extract creation class, or replace constructor functions with creation methods. If you haven't already watched those videos, please make sure you do. And then I think this will help you to better understand what we are going to discuss in this video. So moving object composition to creation methods, right? So composition is when a class, in order to be able to function, or in order to be able to be part of a system, needs a couple of other objects. So for example, a car class, right? In order for a car class to function properly, it probably needs to have an engine class, right? A transmission class, and a couple of different other objects in order to be combined together so that this object, this car object, is created, is composed. So one basic and simple solution would be to allow the client code or the user of your class to be able to create these different types, create these different objects, like for example the engine and so on, and then that client code will be responsible of composing the whole car object. So you're going to give this responsibility to your user, to your client code, to the code that wants to use your classes, right? So I think the first problem with this is that the user of your code or the client code will experience a lot of difficulty. So because more often than not, creating these classes, like for example this car class, is very complex. So they need to know a lot of different things in order to be able to use that car class. First, for example, let me give you an example here. First, they need to create an object from a type called engine, for example. Then again, here there is this constructor. They need to pass the parameters based on the type of the engine that they want, and then they need to create a transmission, a specific type of transmission, automatic transmission with a parameter in the constructor, and so on. And then finally, after creating all of these different parts, they can create the object they want, and then they're going to pass in these different parts to the constructor of the ultimate object, which is car in this case. So this example is very trivial because in this example we only have two parts. So I don't know, think about a situation where your object, your ultimate object, needs 10 different parts in order to be able to function properly. So if you give the responsibility of creating these different parts to your client code, undoubtedly it would become absolutely difficult for that client code to compose all of these different objects so that they can create the ultimate object and then start using that. In order to make the life of your users easier, it is better to move this logic of object composition to some creation methods. And I have got an example here to show you. So take a look at this car class. As you can see here in this car class, first we have a constructor which is private. And then this constructor takes in the different parts, right, that the car class requires in order to be able to function properly. For example, in this private class, in this private constructor, we're receiving two parameters, right? Engine and transmission. And then here is the creation method, right? So this is move object composition to creation methods. So in the previous videos, we talked about creation methods, but what the thing that is unique about this creation method is that this creation method is not necessarily in charge of returning a new object of type car, but rather composing that object by creating different required parts of that car and then returning the ultimate object. So the name also is very descriptive. I am saying here that I want to create a car, which is of course automatic, so the transmission will be automatic, and then it is a petrol car, so the engine uses petrol. So in order to create the car class and then return it to the client of my code, I am creating the different parts based on the requirement. So I'm creating an engine of type petrol, and then the engine capacity has been passed into this creation method. I'm going to use it here. And then the transmission is going to be automatic. I'm using a specific type of transmission, automatic transmission, and then this gear count has been passed in so that I can use it in this constructor. And then I'm going to compose the object and then return it to the client code. So basically, the code that the client had to write previously has been encapsulated into a specific creation method in the car class, right? And now the client code only needs to call this creation method on the car class in order to get the specific type of vehicle that they require. So I can reduce this code to something like this. So I am receiving a car object from this create petrol automatic, and then I am passing in the different parameters so that I get exactly the object that I want. As you can see, the code is very concise. We have improved the encapsulation because we have encapsulated the logic and the complex logic of these dependencies into this creation method. So the user, the client code is no longer exposed to this complex object creation. We have improved readability of our code using creation methods. The name is very descriptive and meaningful, so it clearly conveys the type of object that you will receive. We also reduced code duplication. Why? Because we have encapsulated this composition logic, and we do not need to have repetitive code in multiple places of our code base. These are some of the advantages of encapsulating or moving the logic of composing an object to a creation method. That is all for this video. I hope you've enjoyed watching it. If that's the case, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps me and helps the channel. It helps other people to watch this video as well. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and stay tuned if you want to learn more refactoring techniques in C#. And till the next time, happy coding. Bye-bye.